Rivalry week was not kind to the Cal and UCLA volleyball teams. In the Bay Area, number 8 Stanford took out the Golden Bears in 4 sets. And in Los Angeles, the Bruins took just their second loss on the season, doing it in straight sets to the undefeated Trojans of USC. So it's time to get right for both squads. It's UCLA and Cal from Haas Pavilion. Next on Pac-12 Bay Area and Pac-12 Los Angeles. Picture-perfect conditions here in Berkeley, California for a matinee of Pac-12 women's volleyball. Inside Haas Pavilion, the number 13 UCLA Bruins are in town to take on the Cal Golden Bears, presented by Tachikara. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Crystal Blanc, along with NCAA national champion Holly McPeak. And Holly, we're finishing up the first week of Pac-12 play, and I think some teams still trying to figure some things out, still some question marks.
Absolutely, for sure. I talked to both coaches. Coach Michael Seeley, after a tough loss to USC, says we're sticking with it. We've just been inconsistent. So trying to find consistency, and on the same thing for Cal as well, looking for consistency.
Well, somebody that the Cal Bears have had some consistency from is one of their seniors, Lillian Schoenweiss.
Lillian Schoenweiss leads her team in kills per set, 2.67, and hitting percentage. That's unusual because she's a middle blocker. That means Cal needs to pass the ball well to get her the ball offensively.
Schoenweiss has been big on the other side for UCLA. Some new faces for them, and they have one who is fitting right in Jordan Anderson.
Jordan Anderson is fun to watch. Hits a heavy ball. She's a transfer from West Virginia. She is third currently in the Pac-12 in kills per set with about 4.5 kills. Heavy arm, gets her feet to the ball. Again, working on consistency because she sees a lot of different attacks against a bigger block in the Pac-12.
Both teams trying to get their seasons turned around. What a great way to finish off the first week of Pac-12 volleyball season. We'll have it for you next, right after this on Pac-12 Bay Area and Los Angeles.
You're on Pac-12 Network.
It is beach day here at Haas Pavilion, and the band is dressed for the part as we are ready for Pac-12 women's volleyball presented by Tachikara. Number 13 UCLA in town to take on the Cal Golden Bears. And we're going to take a look at our starting lineups as we get ready for set number 1. And our starting lineups presented by Tachikara. This is how Michael Seeley's team will get things going. We talked about Jordan Anderson, a nice addition to this team. But, Holly, they have others that have really come up big as well.
Well, I think interesting is Zana Muno, a freshman setter, very athletic, lots of upside. People say she does amazing things on the court. Coach Michael Seeley wants to see his team grow with her.
And for the Cal Golden Bears and Rich Feller's team, he's had to make some adjustments as well. They've had some injuries, but they've gotten things done, consistency, and they have a setter that's doing well also.
Alyssa Jensen, she's a junior setter, but playing the best volleyball of her career. Coach Rich Feller is really happy with what he's seen.
The Cal Bears hosted the Stanford Cardinal to kick off the Pac-12 season, and it was a close one. They were in every single set. They lost that one 3-1, but had a lot of positives to take from it. As we get underway, that one goes long, and the first point will go to the Bears.
Well, first ball goes to Jordan Anderson on the right side. Just didn't get on top of that one long.
Back to serve, it is Alyssa Jensen, the junior setter out of Fenton, Missouri. And after seeing her play in that first match against Stanford, I agree with Rich Feller, the best play I've seen from her entire career. And that's a good sign for these teams when the setters are on. Cal, a very good defensive team as they keep that alive. There's Muno. Go into the middle, quick arm from Frager.
Jenny Frager gets all of that ball, number 10 in black, straight down, cross court.
Carly Drolson checks in, the senior defensive specialist. And there's Frager up front, the junior out of Rancho Santa Fe. Tough pass for Jensen to handle. And They called it against the Bears.
Alyssa Jensen's in the back row, therefore she can't jump above the net. She tries to save it, jump above the net. That would be called the back row attack.
You are right. Another tough service, and this one goes wide. So the ace for Carly Drolson, her 6th on the season.
Very nice serve by Drolson, getting Cal in big trouble right off the bat.
Drolson, one of 3 seniors for the Bruins. Just too much on that one. She says, my bad. So the Bears will get it back. Cal's going to bring in Sabrina Blackwell, the junior defensive specialist, played very well. She had 3 aces against Stanford the other night. And a lot of digs as well. She's very scrappy. Back set out to Lawless off the block. A little bit of timing off the mark. How about the pancake by Muno? Vukosevic, the bump set for her. The block was there, but out of bounds, and we are tied up.
Wow, big defensive play. Cal was already celebrating that ball down, but then able to pull it together and win that rally.
Yeah, great hustle out of the back for the Bruins, and a tough service. And how about another ace as Formico could not handle it. Blackwell getting it done.
Well, so important to put pressure on the other team. A tough server on the back line. And Coach Rich Feller talked about his littles, his DSs. He feels very confident with them. Back-to-back aces from Blackwell.
Her target is the libero, Taylor Formico, the junior out of Mountain View, California, just down the road. And she looks a bit frustrated. Transfer out of UCSB. And gets this one. Lawless. Off the block, out of bounds. The Bruins will get it back.
Haley Lawless, number 4 in black, really working her way back into the lineup after sitting out for 2 years with a shoulder injury and a knee injury. Really getting better as this season goes on, getting more hitting attempts as well, but blocking really well for the Bruins.
Yeah, had the knee late October 2013, the shoulder last year. It's been slow starts for her. Vukosevic has to make a little adjustment there. Bushler thought it hit the antenna, and now Michael Seeley and the entire UCLA staff up trying to get this squared away.
But I think the Lions person saw it correctly and will tell the referee, Riley Bushler absolutely used the blocker's hands out of bounds into the antenna.
It was out, as we see it's called, and the point will go to the Bruins. Maddie Kerr will give it back, and back to serve, it's Jenny Frager. So smart play up front by Riley Bushler. Jensen outside to Alfton, got every bit of it off the block, and the point, it'll go back to the Bears.
Christine Alfton gets it done with a smart swing, high flat off the hands. Watch this, she goes nice flat off the high hands of Haley Lawless.
They list her at 6'1", the sophomore out of Woodside. She had 13 kills, hit .310 against Stanford. She was also a bright spot. Short, quick outside. The Claire Felix can't finish.
That ball sat a little bit low, and Claire Felix could not get on top of that ball to clear the tape.
The junior libero, Maddie Kerr, now back to serve for Cal. She had shoulder surgery in the offseason. They've gotten her back as the tip comes over from Lawless. Lawless again off the block. Vukosevic. Great hustle out of the back row. Drolson keeps it alive. But a little out of position is the block of the Bruins, and able to finish it, Christine Alfton.
Well, nice fastball to Alfton in transition. Look, it's on Muno and Taylor Formico fighting for that ball, and then that time block late for UCLA. Alfton sneaks it through.
Big hustle from the Bruins, but they could not get the point, and that one didn't quite make it over. Point to the Bears. A good start for Cal here in set number 1.
I like the pace of the set to the right side. Attackers just a little bit low. Both Haley Lawless and Claire Felix struggling to be able to get on top and hit that ball down.
Maddie Kerr serving it far and into the back line. A quick one from Felix. Vukosevic. And a tough one to handle by Lawless. She can't save it. Point to Cal.
Coach Rich Feller really excited about Lara Vukosevic, number 4 in white. Just the potential that she has to dominate the right side.
Michael Seeley wants the timeout. Rich Feller's team has gone off to a quick start here in set number 1.
Esurance was born on.
Try GoToMeeting free for 30 days at GoToMeeting.com now.
Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. Just a beautiful time of year here in Berkeley, California, and some of the students and fans have made their way into Haas Pavilion, and the Bears giving them a show up by 5 here, actually, and on their home court. Chris LeBlanc along with Holly McPeak, and it's a beautiful day outside, and right now it's a beautiful day inside for the Bears. As out of the timeout, they get another one.
Just a few misconnects offensively for UCLA. I feel like they're getting some decent attempts in the right location. The connection between setter hitter just a little off.
Maddie Kerr doing a nice job with the service. We mentioned she had shoulder surgery in the offseason. Last season, it was entirely short serves for her. She didn't have many options, and now got the shoulder cleaned up, and finally the Bruins able to work that one off the block and get it back.
Riley Busher, 2 for 2, gets that one high hands for the much-needed Bruin side out.
Just talking about Maddie Kerr, her dad Steve in the stands, head coach of the Golden State Warriors.
World champion Warriors.
Vukosevic off the block. Big swing from Bushler. Alfton tips it over. Bushler's there. And they go out of the back to Anderson. Bushler into the block. She was far off the net, and it comes down. Point to the Bears.
UCLA just off a little bit offensively. This ball is set coming off the net. And if you're a hitter and you've got a huge block like Vukosevic and Schoenweis in front of you, that's trouble.
Vukosevic back to serve, the senior out of Croatia. And she's been plagued with a variety of different injuries throughout her career. And a double hit called against the Bruins, so things just not going their way here early on.
And Coach Michael Seeley makes a personnel change right away. Going with Ryan Chandler, number 24, sophomore, redshirt sophomore from San Diego, California.
And she will have the setting role now. And a service there by Vukosevic, so the Bruins will get another chance. Vukosevic will get a rest. She has been injured the majority of her career. I think probably the healthiest she's been, and is really getting the system now, and it's paying off.
And she's played every position, left, middle, and right for Cal.
Dump over the net by Jensen. The Bruins were there and just missing the back corner. A touch, though, is called, and UCLA was looking for it, and they got it.
Jordan Anderson, big swing in transition, but Ryan Chandler, one of the things she does really well is batters the ball.
Anderson, the junior out of Flower Mound, Texas, an All-American honorable mention out of West Virginia, transferring last year, and that service long the error to Bushler, so the Bears will take it back. And we're now going to see the freshman for the Bears, Carmen Annabelle, as she's come into play. And Alpin goes back to serve.
A lot of missed serves right off the bat by both teams. Both teams trying to put the pressure on the other team's offense. Watch is going for the short cross-court serve. I like the idea. Just misses. Riley Bushler gets her feet all the way there to watch it out.
There absolutely was a spot there, but she was just not able to hit it. Anna Malink takes some off the block, and a nice job by Formico to keep it alive. Tough angle for Anderson, but she gets it. Anna Malink, big swing. Inoue out of the back. And there's Anderson, hard off the block, out of bounds. UCLA will take it.
Good transition bump set by Riley Bushler. This ball's inside, but it has nice apex. Watch, she bump sets it out to Jordan Anderson. Jordan Anderson's able to get her feet there, use the Cal block out of bounds.
Nice save by Rachel Inouye, and then everybody else able to finish. Anderson off the block, out of bounds. They'll say point to UCLA. I think Cal believed it had not made it over, but it did.
Barely cleared, but lucky break for UCLA.
Pass off the mark, and Anderson was waiting.
Good tough serve. Again, that pass too tight. UCLA just takes advantage.
So the serving by the Bruins has kicked it up a notch, and Rich Feller decides he wants to call a timeout.
Both teams struggling offensively. UCLA really slow start, hitting 130, already 5 hitting errors. And then for Cal, only 1 hitting error, but hitting 125, 3 for 16 attempts.
Rich Feller talking with his team as the Bruins have been able to catch up a bit. And Maddie Kerr, the libero for the Bears, and Riley Bushler getting warmed up before this one for the Bruins, and their dads have known each other for quite some time. Maddie had some things to do this summer. As you just mentioned, the Warriors winning the national championship. She got to hang out with her dad and family in the parade. It's a pretty good time for a college student.
Oh my, well, what a fun ride to watch with Steve Kerr and his whole staff were able to do with Golden State.
So Steve Kerr, Maddie's dad, and Riley Bushler's father, Judd, an All-American volleyball player at Arizona.
All-American basketball player.
Pardon me. NBA for 12 years.
But he's a darn good volleyball player as well.
Yes, he is.
Coached a lot of these kids from San Diego indoors.
3-time champ with the Bulls. So some very athletic families from these student athletes. Just a 2-point lead by the Bears as Taylor Formico's been getting it done. Back serving. Back set to Schoenweiss. Nice idea, but just wide.
Lillian Schoenweiss is so good off one foot. Just hammered that ball. She missed that ball out of bounds by an inch, but defender Taylor Formico, give her credit, she is standing on the line. She's ready for it.
She was there to see it. Anna Valink to the back row, Inouye. Anderson, little roll shot, too much to handle by Curley, who's checked in for the Bears.
Jordan Anderson, she's got pace on the ball. Watch her arm. This ball set off the net, but quick arm down the line, able to put that away.
And once again, tied up.
What a switch. It was just 10-5 Cal, and now 14-all.
The Bruins have definitely settled down, and their serving has picked it up as the passing's been a little off the mark. Anna Valink, though, gets every bit of that one.
Anna Valink, just a freshman, able to find an opening down the line.
She's a player that really stepped up. We mentioned there were some injuries and some sickness earlier as Schoenweiss missed a weekend, Vukasovic missed a weekend, a couple other players who are going to miss the season, and right there finding the seam was Jordan Anderson.
That is Jordan Anderson's set right there. You see the arm speed. Wow. This is why she's so fun to watch, and she hits hard right through the seam.
She led the Big 12 last year, almost 5 kills per set, and she's a fiery player. Coach Seeley said sometimes we have to contain it a little bit, but she's learning how to use it much more. And a net violation against the Bears.
Carmen Anna-Valink jumps into the net, and then the blockers follow suit. But Cal netted first.
Rich Feller up talking to our official. Not agreeing with it, but the Bruins now with a 1-point lead. Ryan Chandler, the redshirt sophomore, back to serve. The transfer from Pepperdine, and give her an ace, her 3rd on the season.
I like the way Ryan Chandler plays. She was a libero DS at Pepperdine, decided she wanted to figure out another plan. I think she really missed setting and leading an offense. Decided to transfer to UCLA, and now UCLA has 2 very strong setters, and she and Donna Muno.
Yeah, and they'll have them for a while with Muno, just a freshman. And out of the back, the attack by Bushler connecting.
Beautiful back row big attack by Riley Bushler. Starts with defense. Jordan Anderson pops that ball up and then quick attack right out of the middle.
Bushler talking to a team, just a sophomore out of Del Mar, California. And a link right to Formico. Big swing straight down by Jordan Anderson.
What a play by UCLA. That is what they do best. When they're able to dig it, get that fastball out to Jordan Anderson. Look at Taylor Formico. Well, she dug that ball, and then the fastball to Jordan Anderson. Huge hole in the block. Bye-bye ball.
Friday in prime time, 13th-ranked UCLA returns to Pauley Pavilion to face 6th-ranked Washington. Don't miss this top 15 women's volleyball matchup. Coverage begins Friday at 8 on Pac-12 Network, or watch on Pac-12 Now and pac-12.com. 7 teams from the conference in the top 20 this past weekend, and Colorado receiving some votes, although the way the conference season starts, everybody starts beating up on everybody. I really feel it could be up for grabs this season.
Yeah, I feel like the Pac-12 as a whole graduated some very strong seniors, and I feel like the level's a little bit down this year, but not in terms of competitiveness. A lot of teams, young, new teams, rebuilding, but so competitive amongst themselves.
UCLA had to kick things off against undefeated USC, and it broke an 8-match winning streak the Bruins had going. They just did not hit well. USC blocking much better. USC, a very different looking team this year, and they have really started off strong. And for Cal, they faced a very good Stanford team, but hung right in there and showed some flashes that Rich Filler said, I've been seeing, but we just haven't had the depth. We've had players out, and now it's all starting to come together, maybe at just the right time. Number 13 UCLA with a 4-point lead. And Chandler serving. Pass off the mark. Jensen had to battle at the net. Quick in the middle. Frager gets the finish.
When UCLA is able to control the ball defensively, Ryan Chandler is so good at running this middle attack in transition. Jenny Frager with the cutback kill.
Ryan Chandler and a service error, but she's done some damage. Chandler's dad, Chris, he was a quarterback in the NFL for 17 seasons, a very athletic family. What a pickup for UCLA. Get some experience in that setter spot. Jensen, deep serve. And big, powerful swing and finish by Jordan Anderson.
UCLA starting to roll offensively. They're passing the ball better. And then Ryan Chandler delivering a very hittable ball to Jordan Anderson, who already has 8 kills on 11 swings.
Yeah, Mike Seeley told us, she has some amazing shots. They're working on her body position and trying to just tweak a few things, but very happy with what they're getting. Tough serve, bumps that outside to Annabelle Link. Block is there, out of bounds. Bears will take it.
That ball actually snuck through on the UCLA side, but that should not happen with Jenny Frager and Haley Lawless. They need to be very disciplined, seal that net so that ball does not sneak through.
You're right between them, just a little too far off the net. Here's Blackwell. Pass off the mark, and trying to keep it in play was Chandler. The one-handed set, though, attempt called against her. An untimely service error by Blackwell will hand it over to the Bruins.
Bruins hitting stats way up now. 14 kills on 30 swings, hitting 300. Early in the first set, they were at 0.
Another pass not quite there, but Vukosevic able to do something with it.
Laura Vukosevic finally using that long frame. You see the offensive range. She's hitting an angle that not many players are used to seeing. Haley Lawless was in the right spot. I think she was a little surprised that it actually came there.
I think so also. Vukocevic missing earlier because of an ankle injury, but they've gotten her back and healthy. Back set way outside to Lawless. Gets it to go.
That's Haley Lawless' second kill on the night, but so far she's playing better, doing some better things, contributing more to this UCLA team, and they need strength at all their positions offensively, especially on that right side where Haley Lawless is.
Rachel Inoue comes back in, the senior out of Hawaii. Defensive specialist. Back set to Vukocevic, right at Inoue, and Vukocevic gets the point.
I like the range we're seeing from Laura Vukocevic. Rich Feller talked about her being a premier opposite in the Pac-12 and nationally, and you can see why.
That's really starting to click. Pac-12 honorable mention member last season. This could be a breakout year for her. Big hops, Bushler off the block.
Riley Bushler knows how to use those hands. Gets up, elevates, uses the Cal blockers out of bounds. Riley Bushler really worked this offseason. Her offensive range is way better than it has. Jumping well, hitting more balls, more pace.
Pass off the mark, and set number one goes to UCLA. So bit of a slow start for the Bruins, Holly, but they got it turned around.
They certainly did, and Coach Michael Seelig not afraid to make a change early because the offense wasn't running smoothly.
You're right, he's been happy with this freshman setter, but decided to go with some experience, and it paid off. We'll have set two for you right after this.
Esurance was born online, which means fewer calls.
Saturday at 7:30 on Pac-12 Network.
Friday, Power Hitter Kale Mal and the 14th ranked Arizona Wildcats play host to these Cal Bears. Join us for another exciting women's volleyball battle Friday at 8 on Pac-12 Bay Area, or watch on Pac-12 Now and pac-12.com. Set number one, a comeback by the Bruins here at Haas Pavilion as we take a look at the numbers. Kills numbers obviously leaning their direction. Hitting percentage, not bad by the Bears, but again, it was UCLA coming back late in this one.
Well, I thought Cal's came out really strong. They served well. UCLA was kind of misfiring offensively, and then UCLA just got hot. Once they were passing the ball well, able to get some good swings offensively, they just rolled on and went from 0 to 364 hitting percentage in one set.
So Michael Seelig has to be happy with his team bouncing back. It was all Bears early, but the Bruins take set number one. Carly Drolson in for UCLA. Back to serve, a senior defensive specialist out of Del Mar, California. Played all of last season for the Bruins. And Anna Valink will get the start here in set two for the Bears. And they go to her immediately and doesn't quite make it over. So the point will start out for the Bruins. Carmen Anna Valink, the freshman, she's gotten a lot of swings. They're happy with what she's doing. She's kind of a steady, not super emotional kind of player, but still a lot to learn.
But physical, and she's a freshman in the Pac-12. There's a lot to learn, and the block in front of her is enormous. Haley Lawless and Jenny Frager. So that's a tough way to come out and have to learn.
Oh, you're right. It just came right back at her, and then the block shifts over, and they send it back to Vukocevic for the point.
Well, that time UCLA made an adjustment, able to slow down Vukocevic on the right side. Jenny Frager got there and closed that block with Riley Bushler.
Drolson sends that one deep. The quick in the middle. We hadn't seen much of that yet. Janelle Jordan with the finish.
And Alyssa Jensen did a great job for Cal, running that set high and fast to Janelle Jordan, who gets a piece of that.
Haven't seen much from the middle for the Bears, but it's important for them to continue to mix up the offense and the attack. There's Alyssa Jensen finally getting a chance. The passing's been a bit off for the Bears. Here's Blackwell, who's checked in. Backs up to Lawless. UCLA wants the touch, and they will get it. And the Bears not happy. They do not agree. And Rich Feller up, wanting to know who touched it.
I did not see a touch on that play. Looked like Haley Lawless just did not get on top of that ball.
She definitely sent it deep. It didn't look like it wavered in any direction, but Bruins get the break. And Jordan gets it right back. Big hops in the middle.
Right now, loving the connection between Cal setter Alyssa Jensen and Janelle Jordan in the middle. Fast, quick. Watch this ball set high enough, and Janelle Jordan comes through quick with that arm for the Cal kill.
Jordan gets a breather. Christine Alfton back in the front. This is a strong front row for the Bears. Good rotation. Off the block, Lawless able to win it back.
That time, Haley Lawless got on top of it. That's her 4th kill on 11 swings.
She will get a rest. Rachel Inoue comes back in, and she will serve. Jensen, the slide is Schoenweis, and they get it through there.
Lillian Schoenweis, so good off one foot. She's really been working on her offense in front of the setter, but there she goes to what she does best. This time, Claire Felix is late getting there, and that's where Lillian Schoenweis attacks.
She loves the slide. They're working on a variety of different options for Schoenweis, trying to mix up her attack. Tough serve from Vukasovic. And they were going to call it the lift on Chandler. The setter couldn't quite get there.
It was a low pass. I thought that was a little bit tough in terms of a call, but there you have it.
The Bears will take it and tie it up here in set 2. Bushler outside, misses the mark. Bears will take the lead.
Couple tough serves from Laura Vukasovic. UCLA in a rotation right now where Ryan Chandler, their setter's in the front row, so they only have 2 offensive options. Look for Jordan Anderson to hit that bick out of the back row. Claire Felix off 1 foot or outside to Riley Bushler.
And miss in the back corner that time. Vukasovic too much. So the Bruins will take it back. We did not see Nikki Gombar in set number 1 for the Bears, but she checks in, and she was a big spark in their match against Stanford.
Absolutely, and now Cal in a rotation with only 2 hitter options. But don't forget the setter, Alyssa Jensen. She's in the front row, calls her own number. Nice kill.
How good does that feel, Holly? You know a little something about this play, I'm sure.
I do, and I love it. I wish I could do it like that. That was perfect.
That was a big-time decoy there by Alyssa Jensen. She absolutely was talking to her team as if she was going to give it to someone else. The Bears taking the lead. Using the block on that one, Jordan Anderson. She's got a lot of power in that arm.
She does. Jordan Anderson gets her feet to the ball and tools out of bounds. She's so good at getting to the ball, especially when it's in front of her.
Multi-sport athlete out of Flower Mound, Texas. A little bit tough for Schoenweis to get that one, and how about that play by Frager?
Love that play. Taylor Formico gets her feet there. Ryan Chandler quick to the long Jenny Frager in the middle. Blocker's not there. Straight down the middle.
That's all about the timing, and the Bruins were right on. Tough pass, and Jensen can't get there. Double hit.
Well, the referee's been consistent. He's called 3 double hits on the setters. That usually doesn't happen in an entire match, but he's calling it even for sure.
Setters beware in this match, right? Slide to Schoenweis and gets it. That is really her signature play.
Well, Lillian Schoenweis one-on-one off 1 foot. Advantage goes to her every time. She is so good at hitting this ball. She just goes over the top.
All-American honorable mention last season. Anderson, big swing, big connection.
And you can see now why Jordan Anderson's 3rd in the Pac-12 in kills. Very consistent, great arm speed. Again, attacking the seam between the 2 Cal blockers.
She's a big Steph Curry fan. I wonder if she's going to pick up a little gear while she's up here in the Bay Area.
Who isn't a Steph Curry fan?
That's true. You see that. It doesn't matter what team we're covering. Little off the mark, but Castillo connects. We have not seen Belen Castillo for the Bears, the 6'3" freshman out of Merced. She's Argentinian, and she's been out injured. They're glad to get her back in the rotation.
She did. She had a dislocated finger early, but that was a tough swing, and she made a good decision to go high and flat off the hands of the blocker.
Quick and the tip. Good read from Jenny Frager.
Ryan Chandler and Jenny Frager connecting very well right now in the middle. That ball was set. Blocker was there, but Jenny Frager chooses to go short tip. I like it.
Yeah, she's really starting to get used to that role in the middle and what they need from her. Short serve from Jolson. Lawless past the block. Vukasovic, tough angle, and the Bruins can't keep it alive.
That's that same angle we saw from her earlier. Haley Lawless is coming off the net to dig it. I just don't think she's seen that angle and that range that Lara Vukasovic is bringing at her from Cal.
Vukasovic, really her strength has been to play middle, but they've had her at both pins throughout her career, and it's really paying off. Swing by Lawless, but the block of Jensen was there.
Janelle Jordan, number 11, known for her blocking. Late close out. Christine Alfton set it up for Cal, but that's one of the things she does best for Cal.
Bumstead outside to Bushler, tries to tip it, and miscommunication by the Bears. A break for the Bruins.
What a break for the UCLA Bruins. That wasn't a very strong tip by Riley Bushler, and she knew it, but just communication error on the Cal side gets that to drop.
She's celebrating that one. She knows that doesn't usually happen. The serve by Frager doesn't quite make it, so the Bears get a break. Frager gets a rest. Sean Wise is back in for the Bears, and Maddie Kerr will step back to serve. So service errors evened up on both sides. Big swing from Bushler. The block gets the tip. And that's a quick win that Vukasovic, I didn't know if she was going to get there, but she does.
Well, I think that's one of the benefits is she knows how to hit middle, left, and right. She kind of does a little off one foot, and she's got the range to put that ball away for Cal.
Short serve. And there's the finish from Claire Felix. I almost thought Ryan Chandler would take that one over. Instead, she creates with Felix.
Yeah, but Ryan Chandler could not because she was in the back row. That ball was passed really tight. Good save by her. And then Claire Felix able to put that ball in a good spot.
Smile on the face of Ryan Chandler, the redshirt sophomore setter. The transfer from Pepperdine. Afton finds an opening.
Big hole in the block. Christine Alfton hits it deep. The defender had come in to dig the low seam. Look, Jordan Anderson came way in, and she hit the back line.
And that is important for her. Coach Rich Feller told us she's the kind of player who needs that seam. You got to get it to her in the right spot. Vukasovic catches the back line. Give her the ace. 7th on the year.
What a serve. Lara Vukasovic looks like she's having a lot of fun, too. I haven't seen her smile this much out on the court.
I haven't either. Having her best season. Probably her healthiest season. Back set. Big swing from Felix. Alfton had to take some off. Anderson will get it back, rolls that one over. Alfton tries the tip. Vukasovic going to the court. Almost miscommunication there by the Bruins. Pass off the mark. Jensen with the joust. And the Bears can't quite save it as Blackwell went diving into the band, and a break for the Bruins.
Wow, Bruins were lucky to win that point. Taylor Formico and Riley Bushler almost crashed trying to get that ball over the court. Over the net, excuse me.
Good effort from both sides. Vukasovic gets a rest, and Bushler now to serve. Slide by Sean Wise down the line. Some emotion from the Bears.
Alyssa Jensen's playing great. What a nice delivery on that back set.
Cal had 2-point lead here in set 2.
Let's say your team is traveling, or your client's in another state.
That's Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific on Pac-12 Network.
Set 2 here at Haas Pavilion, and Jordan Anderson helping her team take the first one, and she's got a big arm, Holly.
Well, we talked about it. I said she's fun to watch, but I mean, here just a roll shot, but enough arm speed to put the ball away. But watch when she gets it in a good spot. Boom! Love her arm swing.
Full impact by Jordan Anderson, the 6-foot junior. 11 kills. How about that hitting percentage? Pretty impressive.
6 foot, but she plays a lot bigger than that.
She does. Powerful, good hops. Michael Seeley said they saw her at a gym in the spring, and she just does things that others don't do. See if the Bears have some answers out of the break. And keeping this one alive. Big hustle, but 4 hits on the Bears. So the Bruins get it back and pull within 1. Taylor Formico to serve. Castillo right at Formico. And there's the big arm of Anderson off the block. Point to the Bruins. We are tied up.
Taylor Formico does such a good job staying in that left back position, just digging the heat from Castillo.
Castillo, I don't know if that even cleared, and it comes back over, and the Bruins get it back.
This is a rotation where I think you got to set Schoenweis the ball. I think the matchup's better, and I think Schoenweis is tough to stop, especially one-on-one.
Absolutely right. And in the back row, Nikki Gombar's back there, and Formico gets the ace. 9th on the season.
Well, she's serving into traffic. That's smart.
And Rich Feller wants the timeout, not liking the rotation and what he's seeing right now. He's going to settle it.
That's Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific on Pac-12 Network.
Set 2 here at Haas Pavilion, and Jordan Anderson helping her team take the first one, and she's got a big arm, Holly.
Well, we talked about it. I said she's fun to watch, but I mean, here just a roll shot, but enough arm speed to put the ball away. But watch when she gets it in a good spot. Boom! Love her arm swing.
Full impact by Jordan Anderson, the 6-foot junior. 11 kills. How about that hitting percentage? Pretty impressive.
6 foot, but she plays a lot bigger than that.
She does. Powerful, good hops. Michael Seeley said they saw her at a gym in the spring, and she just does things that others don't do. Let's see if the Bears have some answers out of the break. And keeping this one alive. Big hustle, but 4 hits on the Bears. So the Bruins get it back and pull within 1. Taylor Formico to serve. Castillo right at Formico. And there's the big arm of Anderson off the block. Point to the Bruins. We are tied up.
Taylor Formico does such a good job staying in that left back position, just digging the heat from Castillo.
Castillo, I don't know if that even cleared, and it comes back over, and the Bruins get it back.
This is a rotation where I think you got to set Schoenweis the ball. I think the matchup's better, and I think Schoenweis is tough to stop, especially one-on-one.
Absolutely right. And in the back row, Nikki Gombar's back there, and Formico gets the ace. 9th on the season.
Well, she's serving into traffic. That's smart.
And Rich Feller wants the timeout, not liking the rotation and what he's seeing right now. He's going to settle his team down. They're still in this one, and so important to regroup right here.
Well, Cal started the first set really strong and then just lost momentum to UCLA, and right now they're kind of hanging in there. They need to pass. They need to get out of this rotation with only 2 hitters in the front row.
Wednesday night, it's another top 10 edition of the Women's Volleyball Match of the Week. The 8th-ranked Stanford Cardinal will travel to the desert to face 14th-ranked Arizona. Women's Volleyball Match of the Week. It's Wednesday at 7:30 on Pac-12 Network, or watch on Pac-12 Now and pac-12.com. It is beach day. It is pom-pom day for some of the fans here. They're having a good time. Their Bears right in this. A close loss in set number 1. They'd love to get it turned around here in set 2. Krista Blanc along with Holly McPeak. And it's been a fun start to the Pac-12 season. This is the first week of Pac-12 play and some close matches. And I think still some question marks out there, as non-conference play was very difficult for all of these teams, and now you don't have a lot of time to make those tweaks and those changes.
Well, Pac-12 is always interesting. When we talked to Coach Rich Feller this week, he said, look, we expected to have a better record coming into the season. We had some tough losses. They had got injuries. They were searching for the right lineup and just had a tough preseason. So they're just starting to find themselves.
Yeah, we've had a lot of lineups, and in some ways that's good, but it has taken some time. See if they have an answer here. They go back to Castillo, and it's off the block, out of bounds, so the Bears get a good one.
She's only a freshman, Castillo, but she's played some opposite. She actually only played middle blocker in high school, but they want to use her and her length on the outside.
Yeah, she had the dislocated pinky finger at their match against Air Force, and their Air Force, and Anderson takes it right back.
Jordan Anderson just has what it takes. She knows how to put the ball away. Look at the perfect arm swing deep down the line with pace.
Ryan Chandler back to serve. Janelle Jordan. They haven't gone to it a lot, but when they have, it's been effective.
Well, she's 3 for 4 right now, on fire, and the connection between middle blocker and setter is awesome between Jordan and Jensen. Loving watching that.
Vukosevic back in, and Jensen back to serve. Anderson right at Jensen. Kerr gives the bump set to Vukosevic. Anderson down the line and in. They're going to say it hit the antenna, and it did. Point to the Bears.
That ball sat a little bit wide, but both in that rally, both setters were defending the ball, and a non-setter was setting it in transition. Starts with a tough serve. Alyssa Jensen gets the Bruins in trouble, and then the block capitalizes for Cal.
Cal taking the lead. Back and forth, set number 2. This is a big one for the Bears. And a break for the Bears. A rotation, the violation against UCLA, and Michael Seeley looking frustrated. He wants a timeout.
Some key errors for UCLA towards the end of this second set. Now Cal in the lead, trying to pull this one out.
Tough timing. So a 2-point lead here in set 2 for Rich Feller's team. And you don't want to go away. Our Pac-12 halftime report coming up with Kate Rooney. Oregon State and number 7 Arizona State. We'll have a preview of women's volleyball action there, and then our sports report update. And how about Arizona State? The undefeated, still going strong.
That is the highest ranking I've ever seen at Arizona State. It's so fun to see.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing them live.
Jason Watson's team, the Washington Huskies and USC, undefeated to start off the season against 7 teams in the top 20. And Colorado receiving some votes, although they went to Utah, and Utah got a big win against them.
Game show on Pac-12 Network.
A record 10 teams last year into the NCAA tournament. It's going to be very tough this year to get that many in.
Well, I agree. So, because we beat each other up, Utah beat Colorado, but then
Washington State last night, they get a win.
Utah. So it's, you know, even if you're not ranked, every team is tough.
They really are, and it's fun volleyball to watch. This is a perfect example with Cal in their first match against Stanford, right in every single set. Could have gone any direction. And now we're seeing this one right here. UCLA ranked number 13, and the Cal Bears not worried about that number as they have a 2-point lead here in set 2. Jensen continuing to serve. Back set to Anderson off the block. Maddie Kerr is there. Vukasovic, big swing. Chandler with the overpass, and the block by the Bears wins it.
Cal rolling right now. They're playing their game, and it starts from the service line. And then this battle at the net is what seals the deal. Looked like a net violation.
And the floats are missing the back line, so it'll go back to the Bruins. But Jensen doing a little damage.
That was a good run for Cal. Can UCLA do the same? Carly Drolson, a tough server for the Bruins.
Already one ace in this match so far.
Cal using only 2 passers.
Short, quick, and Jensen. Big block by Jenny Frager.
Well, they didn't make Jenny Frager move. I know Janelle Jordan has been the hot hitter, but when Jenny Frager at 6'5" is standing there at the net, you have to make her move. Look, she took a small jump to the left, not much.
That's a very good point, and Janelle Jordan has the hops and the hang time to be able to make that adjustment. Castillo off the top of the tape. The block was there, but she found a way to get it through.
Big side out. Cal leading 22-20. Can they steal this set? Right through the low seam of the block. UCLA is wondering, where did that ball go?
Yeah. And Castillo takes a breather. Sabrina Blackwell now to serve. Quick hustling in, Haley Lawless. Big hustle from Formico to keep it alive. And Riley Bushler finds an opening.
Taylor Formico just put her sprinting shoes on, ran that ball down. And that kind of hustle, that kind of ball control sets up your offense. Riley Bushler, the recipient.
Bruins within 1. Outside, big hops, big finish. Christine Alfton gets it done.
Christine Alfton had a big seam. Claire Felix, number 8 in black, is late getting there because she took a step back with Janelle Jordan. That's why you want to establish all your hitters. If you establish your middle, it really creates some stress on the other team's blockers.
Short serve, barely getting over. Back set to Lawless. Vukasovic had to adjust a bit. Drolson brings it up off the block there. And trying to cut that one short, had to adjust. Vukasovic out of bounds, and the Bruins keep going.
Good rally by both teams. That time in transition, Cal set to Laura Vukasovic. Just came a little too far off the net. Vukasovic was under it, couldn't do anything with it.
Rachel Inouye back in. Alfton, the angle right at Formico. Big swing by Bushler.
Good arm speed by Riley Bushler, finding the corner. Maddie Kerr was there, just could not control it for Cal.
And the Bruins tie it up.
Watch Riley Bushler go with that corner. Maddie Kerr in the right spot. Just gets her arms out a little late.
Bears saw themselves in this situation against Stanford just the other night where they were so close, could not finish. We'll see what Rich Feller and his staff can do come out of this timeout. And for UCLA, we've seen them with some comebacks. They were down very early in set number 1, made a major comeback and ended up winning that one. It's a good sign, I think, for Michael Seeley that his team can be down and still get their composure and come back.
Absolutely. And Cal battled back. They had a really nice point where I think they were down 15-17, and they battled to take the lead. And now here we are, 23-23, able to win this second set.
The Bears can definitely try to lean a little heavier on Laura Vukasovic. Still 6 kills for her in this match. She's been doing very well.
Absolutely. 6 kills on 16 swings. And just her offensive range is very impressive. If they can get her the ball in the right spot, she can really be a factor. I feel like her size, too, that's a huge block on the right side of the net. Really puts a lot of pressure on the other team's left side attack.
Vukasovic, one of 4 seniors for the Bears. Born in the south of France, her grandmother and mother were professional players in France. But a very athletic family, and she's really come into her game.
Averaging over 1 block per set is very good, and I think she has the potential to really even improve in that area.
See if they have the answers with Inouye back to serve for the Bruins. Back set from Jensen, and how about Maddie Kerr helping out the Bears in that one with that overpass. Out of the back, Anderson, Kerr again. 2 big plays by the libero. Roll shot from Bushler. Alfton has to be quick. It's the touch. And we are at set point for Cal.
What a defensive series by Maddie Kerr. She was all over the place. And then Christine Alton, pace to the corner. Little seam in the block, high hands, but finds the corner.
Defense leading to the offense of the Bears. And Nikki Gombar is going to check in for Vukasovic. So Christine Alfton and Schoenwise in the front with Jensen. Slide play to the back. They go to Claire Felix, and it's in, catching the line.
Claire Felix been quiet so far today. That's her first kill, but hits that sharp. I thought it was wide. Watch this ball. Very sharp. Wow, right on the line between the 2 defenders.
Tough angle. Bruins stay alive in this set. Alfton, big swing. Nice up from Inouye. And nobody able to get there. The tip by Anderson found the opening.
Alyssa Jensen got Christine Alfton a decent looking attack, but here in transition, Jordan Anderson, she has established her power, so everyone's on their heels. Opens up the tip.
Set point for the Bruins. Schoenwise at the block. Alfton with a tip and a big opening. They thought Bushler might have gotten the pancake, but instead it's down. It goes back to the Bears.
Referee was all over that call, watching that ball. But 2 balls, 2 little tips over the block have dropped.
Alfton back to serve, tying it back up. Tip again by Anderson. And you're right, though, Holly. She has shown that big power all match long, and now starting to show a little finesse.
I'm not sure if Nikki Gumbar is not used to playing right back, but usually if you're a right back defender, you have to look for that tip.
Back set to Schoenwise. Had to adjust a little bit. It gets sent right back to her. And so the Bruins, a back-and-forth affair, but they take sets 1 and 2, with the Bears being right there.
UCLA happy to get away with that second set. 27-25. But I thought we saw some good glimpses from Cal. They did some good things, but got a little tight at the end and were not able to make the play.
We absolutely did. We saw great glimpses from both teams. When both teams were down, they showed that they were able to come back in multiple situations. But the Bruins coming back there and getting sets 1 and 2. We're joined now by the head coach of the UCLA Bruins, Mike Seeley. And Mike, your team down in set 1, able to come back and forth in set 2. What did you like about what your team showed?
We're just trying to play 1 point at a time. And I know it's the new volley cliche and everyone says it, but, we've gotten trapped in runs. We're disappointed. Things aren't going our way, and we're just trying to learn to just let it go and play the next play.
I felt like you were not tentative at all, making the switch early with setter. There were some miscues offensively, and then UCLA kind of gained their rhythm offensively. How confident are you in your two setters?
I think Zana's balls are pretty good in the early parts of the game. They just wasn't quite in sync. The hitters weren't right on the right step at the right time, so they just weren't really in rhythm with her. So we just went with Ryan, and she's pretty good about a consistent cadence, and the offense started going.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. We appreciate the insight.
You got it.
Michael Seeley's team up 2-0 over the Cal Bears. A good start for them. We'll see what the Bears can do in set 3 after the Pac-12 intermission report. We'll send you to our Pac-12 studios.
Game show on Pac-12 Network.
Welcome inside our San Francisco studios. I'm Kate Rooney with your intermission report. 2-set lead for UCLA and Berkeley. The Bruins looking for that rebound after dropping one to USC on Wednesday. So much great volleyball already this week and so much more to come. First up at 1 p.m., 7th ranked Arizona State hosting Oregon State. The Sun Devils are 5-0 at home. 12-0 this season, their best start since 1973. Beavers, though, love to play spoiler. Oregon State beat a ranked Sun Devil squad last year, and they're coming off a Civil War loss earlier in this week. We'll be looking for some redemption. Meanwhile, we can't let you get through Sunday without a top 10 showdown. Number 3 USC, they're unbeaten this season. Question is, can they stay perfect against the defending conference champs? Number 8 Stanford hosting the Trojans, and USC only has one win in their last 5 visits to Maples Pavilion. That's some can't-miss volleyball for you at 4 p.m. on Pac-12 Network. But first, more UCLA and Cal volleyball on the way. We'll get you back out to Haas Pavilion right after we talk some football on the Sports Report Update.
Wednesday, the Stanford Cardinal, an iconic force in the Pac-12. But the Arizona Wildcats aren't afraid to disrupt the order. Women's Volleyball Match of the Week, Wednesday at 7:30 on Pac-12 Network.
A close one here at Haas Pavilion, but number 13 UCLA has a 2-0 lead over the Cal Bears, and we're joined now by the Bears head coach Rich Feller. And Rich, it has been a close one, back and forth opportunities. How do you keep the team's head up in these situations?
Well, hopefully we can win a few more of those longer rallies, and really it's all back to the basic serve and pass. We didn't pass very well for a good portion of both sets, so we couldn't really run our offense. If you just look at the stats and our numbers, we're not getting the ball to our middles anything near to what we did last weekend. So we really just have to push the pass to get a chance to have some offense going out there and play as hard as we played over the last couple of weeks.
Well, that's my question. Schoenweiss only has 3 kills. You guys need to pass the ball better. Are you going to make some subs in the back row? What are you going to do to get her the ball?
We've already tried 2, so we'll see if those go a little better when they're in there to start, and see if we can make something change a little bit coming on.
All right, Rich, thanks very much. We appreciate your insight.
Thanks.
So coming out of the break, we'll see if Rich Feller's team, they can make some changes. And our play of the games presented by Foster Farms, always natural, always fresh. Jordan Anderson getting it done late in that set, Holly.
3 of the last points put down by Jordan Anderson. Blocks to end that second set and come away with it 27-25. Now Bruins in a good position, 2-0.
So I guess we could say Jordan Anderson had the Foster Farms plays of the game, because she did string together. When they needed to go to a go-to, she stepped right up and took everything they gave her. Great start. Impressed with this first-year player in the Pac-12, the transfer out of West Virginia. And she started all but 2 matches in her 2 years in the Big 12 Conference. And we are underway in set 3. We'll see what the Bears have. They can make some adjustments, and immediately, why not, the Bruins go to Anderson. But this one goes long. Good start for Cal.
Yeah, Jordan Anderson looks way more comfortable on the left, but obviously she can put the ball away from anywhere. That time just does not get on top of the ball for UCLA.
Alyssa Jensen, setter. Big swing from Lawless. Castillo, she gets the starting nod here. The freshman, who's been injured early on, and they've just gotten her back into the mix.
She's long. Her arm comes up a little bit late, but she's able to get that inside the block in front of the libero for UCLA.
Block there again for the Bears. Vukocevic off the block.
Jenny Frager for UCLA a little late to close that block out of the middle. Vukocevic uses her length and takes advantage right through her hands.
Good start for the Bears. See if the Bruins can settle down here in set 3. Off the hand of Janelle Jordan, out of bounds, so finally Lawless able to get one through.
Haley Lawless with her 5th kill. I feel like she went quiet in the second set for some reason, but they really need her to produce offensively on that right side. And I think because she's been injured the last 2 years, she's just going to keep getting better as this season goes on.
Yeah, they're just really getting her 100%. And Castillo, that set off the mark and trying to do a little too much with it. And so a point for the Bruins. Carly Drolson, one of the 3 seniors for UCLA to serve. Castillo into the block. They'll go to her again. Rolls this one over. Backs at the Bushler, tips it over, and we are tied up. So again, the Bruins find themselves down, work their way back in.
Well-placed ball. Again, the setter's digging the ball a lot, so it's Taylor Formico with the backs at Riley Bushler. Little tip short, falls for the Bruins.
Carly Drolson out of Del Mar, California. Jensen, one-handed set, little tip in the middle to Jordan. Big swing to the back from Lawless. And Jordan tried to tip that one. They can't get to it, and it goes to the Bruins.
Little misconnect with Lawless and Ryan Chandler, their setter for UCLA, but Haley Lawless has the mind to throw that ball over the net just with her hands. Gets Cal kind of out of sorts. UCLA point.
Pass, a tough one to handle by Jensen. Bears out of system again, but they are able to stay alive. Bushler, hard up the block, out of bounds. It goes to UCLA.
Big block in front of Riley Bushler. She chooses to attack the inside of Janelle Jordan's hand. Good success right there for UCLA.
5-0 run by the Bruins. Yeah, as Rich Feller, the head coach for the Bears, told us, it's all about serve and pass. The passing's not quite been there. That one low. Can't get it, and the Bruins now up 3.
Well, Cal's in a rotation right now where, for me, Castillo should be the third option. You want it to go to Vukocevic, Jordan, and then freshman Castillo.
It has not necessarily been the case. And the whistle's blowing as Drolson got ready to serve. Our officials making sure everybody's in position. Jensen outside again to Castillo, gets the touch. They're going to keep going to her. I guess they want to get her some swing. She's been out for a while. They have faith in her.
Well, I think the passes kind of dictated where she had to set the ball. But Castillo on the third attempt able to find it deep down the middle.
Blackwell back in to serve. Lawless right at the block. Little adjustment, big swing. Riley Bushler finds an opening.
Good kill to the corner. Broken play off the block. Ryan Chandler puts up a hittable ball. Riley Bushler to the corner.
Backs at the Vukocevic. Pretty up by Chandler. Quick in the middle to Janelle Jordan, and that's exactly what Rich Feller wanted from his team.
Absolutely. That's only Janelle Jordan's 4th kill, but she was hot when she had those 3 in a row. She gets up, good arm acceleration.
Love the smile and emotion from the junior Janelle Jordan out of Houston, Texas. Back set, big swing from Lawless, comes right back over. They'll go to her again, this time down the line.
Good. I'd like to see the Bruins going at Haley Lawless. Give her those chances to find a way to put the ball down, that time straight down the line.
Rachel Inoue back in to serve. Michael Seeley using a pretty good rotation. Backshot to Vukasovic, and the block just waiting.
Huge block. Riley Bushler had it all set up. Claire Felix closed for UCLA. Laura Vukasovic didn't really have anywhere to go because that ball was set inside.
Blocking's gotten much better by Claire Felix. She was very consistent last year for the Bruins, led them in hitting percentage. Good defense by the Bruins. Often right at Anderson. They'll go back to her in the back row. Hard off the block. Gets the point.
The dig and the kill by Jordan Anderson. Impressive. Down to the court. Has to get right back up, and they go to her. Very versatile play by Jordan Anderson. And now UCLA with a 5-point lead in set 3. Trying to go for the sweep. We'll see if the Bears have an answer.
Monday, 9 o'clock.
This Pac-12 women's volleyball game has been presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. Beautiful day here in Berkeley, California. And Holly, if you have wings, this is the kind of day you want to wear your wings.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Just fly around that beautiful campus.
Absolutely. Chris LeBlanc along with Holly McPeak and the UCLA Bruins, the number 13 team in the nation coming in. Cal has been right in this match. It's gone back and forth. But the Bruins have extended a little bit of a lead here in set 3. We'll see if Cal has any answers. Passing's been tough. Got to give some credit to the serving by the Bruins, I'm sure. Both teams going with the tip. Trying to mix it up and just missing wide is Christine Alfton.
Well, the two players we talked about at the top of the show were Jordan Anderson for UCLA, Lillian Schoenweis for Cal. Jordan Anderson, 17 kills, hitting .483. Lillian Schoenweis, only 3 kills. Cal is not passing the ball well enough to run her.
You're right, and this time they actually find her, this time in the middle, but you're right, only 8 attempts before that one.
Exactly, and they need to see more Lillian Schoenweis. They need to pass the ball well, set her wherever she is.
Redshirt senior has had a variety of injuries over her career, but they've got her back this year. Vukasovic serving. Short, quick. Felix right at the block, and the Bruins close to keeping it going. How about the solo block?
Well, Christine Alfton in fantastic position. Big block. Schoenweis there late to close for Cal.
A one-handed block, and right back at Felix. And a service error, a tough break for the Bears. Bruins will take it back. And it'll be Riley Bushler now to serve.
Riley Bushler having a good day as well. 9 kills on 19 swings, hitting .368. That's a very good hitting percentage.
And she's been everywhere. And getting it done, and frustrated with herself on that one. Back-to-back service errors. Nikki Gumbar has checked in for the Bears, and now Castillo comes back in also. Belen Castillo, the freshman, getting some time, and a lot of swings here in this one. She's been out injured. Back row attack by Bushler coming right at us. Got every bit of that one.
Riley Bushler out of the back row. I like it. That's an area I feel like she's really improved this year, but it's the pace of the whole UCLA offense.
Bushler, just a sophomore. Tough serve to handle. Nikki Gombar couldn't get there. An ace for Formico, her second of the match, 10 on the season.
I love watching Taylor Formico play. She is a floor captain, telling everybody what's going on. Just great energy.
Service error there, but she is fun to watch.
Talking the whole time, confident, just never stops.
Great court presence by the junior libero. Anderson gets up on that one and gets the point.
If I was teaching a young player how to hit the ball, I would tell them to watch Jordan Anderson. I love how she uses both arms to get up, and the speed of her arm coming through is just very impressive.
Lister at 6 feet, very powerful, gets up. Excellent approach. Castillo finds the angle in the opening.
Castillo, she's 6'3". She plays long. She's got some nice range. Trained at a middle blocker her whole high school career, but she's got nice offensive range. Sharp hit for Cal.
They've been working on her attack, working on helping her with her arm swing. Backs it to Anderson and the tip. Castillo finding the court, or make that Alton rather. And the free ball to the Bears. Vukasovic off the block, and it works.
Vukasovic with her 9th kill. I feel like she went quiet a little bit on the second set, but that was key after the Cal dig to go to Vukasovic on the right. She's such a big weapon for them.
Tough pass for Chandler. Upset from Kerr to Vukasovic, and it just goes wide. Bruins will take it back.
I feel like Vukasovic will find her range, but she's better when that ball's set wide.
Carly Jolson back in. Anderson gets a rest. She's been working hard. Castillo can't adjust, a double block there, and the point goes to UCLA.
Jenny Freger doing a good job getting her feet outside, closing that block to Haley Lawless. That's a big, solid UCLA block.
Quick in the middle, Janelle Jordan, but a great read by Jenny Freger with the block.
Really good move. They tried to set that ball a little more inside. Jenny Freger took that quick step, pushed over. Nice block penetration.
Jordan again, this time past the block of Freger.
You can hear Janelle Jordan, number 11 in white, yelling for the ball. She's like, give it to me again, give it to me again. She wants it.
That's a good sign for the Bears. And they want to get her more involved. Jordan in the middle. Pass a little short. Able to run it down. They get it out to Bushler, and she finishes.
UCLA struggled a little on that pass, but Riley Bushler takes a good, high, hard swing. Look at Ryan Chandler. Just bump set that ball high, gives Riley Bushler a chance to put it away.
Backs up. Vukasovic got every bit of it. Nice up from Jolson to keep it alive. Tries to tip it into the opening and ends up sitting it out. I think the momentum from the first pass may be too much.
Well, Carly Jolson really wanted to go to that deep corner, put some oomph into it. Didn't realize her own strength.
Frustrated with herself. Bears down 6. Got to win this set if they want to keep this one going. Maddie Kerr, nice effort, but can't keep it alive. The finish from Haley Lawless.
Nice skill by Haley Lawless. That's number 8. Maddie Kerr made a nice move outside, trying to get a touch and bring it back. Just couldn't for Cal.
And Rich Feller calls the timeout. His team down 7. Going to take a big comeback. And the Bruins feeling pretty good about the way they're playing.
Well, I feel like the Bruins serving the ball very well, and that just puts so much pressure on Cal.
Next Sunday, it's been an unforgettable season thus far for the 7th-ranked Arizona State women's volleyball team, looking to continue its winning ways. The Sun Devils square off with Cal. Coverage begins next Sunday at 1:30 on Pac-12 Network, or watch on Pac-12 Now and Pac-12.com. We were talking about number 7 Arizona State and their undefeated season, and right now UCLA getting a lot from Riley Bushler.
Riley Bushler, 11 kills on 21 swings, hitting .429. Really part of that, a key part of this UCLA Bruin team is because she passes. She's in the passing rotation always, digs some good balls, attacks out of the backcourt. I love her attitude. Look at the fire. She is a fireball and always positive. I never see her negative or any bad body language out on the court.
I don't think I've seen her not talking, not getting somebody fired up, always talking to her team. She's involved in almost every play.
Well, you see it, the fire she's giving all her teammates, that kind of energy. If you're on a team, you love those kind of players. I know as a setter, you can tell she wants the ball. She's always telling you good set, even if it's not.
You got to love those players if you're a setter. Absolutely. But staying positive, keeping her team up, and it works. And right now the Bruins with a 7-point lead in set 3. They bring Rachel Inoue back in, a senior. Backs at the slide. Shown wise. Net violation, though. Bushler saying, yep, my bad. Point to the Bears.
Riley Bushler in the middle of her swing block got a piece of the net.
Lara Vukasovic to serve. And catches the back corner. It looked as though it was going to definitely float out, and instead drops down.
Well, that's a high service contact point at 6'5", so it drops from a high point. Looked like it was going deep, and then boom, dropped.
Second ace of the match for Vukasovic, 8th on the season, and backs it up with the service error. She'll get a rest. They bring Nikki Gombar back in, a senior out of Rome, Italy. Service errors fairly even on both sides. And missed timing and communication there for Schoenweis and the setter, Alyssa Jensen.
Well, that's who you want to get the ball to. Lillian Schoenweis leads this team in kills. Ball just came off the net and inside. Schoenweis was already going wide.
And she gets that one, but waiting on her, it's Bushler. Anderson hard off the block, the point to the Bruins.
Great defensive play by UCLA to dig that ball and then transition it back for a kill. But Cal doing their best to get Schoenweis the ball.
If they have a chance in this one, and they're going to have to get it to her more. 2 points away are the Bruins from the sweep. Jensen has to hustle out and just wide. Bears wanted a touch. They won't get it. And so it is match point for UCLA. Tipped by Alfton. Smart decision. Finds the big opening.
Very good decision. Actually, Jordan Anderson was coming over to cover that tip. Just got there a little bit late for UCLA.
The Bruins will head back home. They face Washington and Washington State. And for the Cal Bears, they hit the road. Arizona, Arizona State. No easy trips. As we see the match finished up by who else? Jordan Anderson. Big swing. I am impressed, Holly.
I told you you would be. 20 kills, hit a blistering .515. That is an unheard of number for an outside hitter.
Gonna boost her numbers up big. So the Cal Bears, I'm sure, disappointed in set 3 as they were in very tight sets 1 and 2. They will now have to hit the road in Pac-12 play, and for UCLA, they're able to even things up 1-1 on their Pac-12 season so far.
anytime you can get a victory, it's a good one. There's no easy wins. We always say that. But UCLA had a slow start, able to bounce back and take care of business.
You are right, and especially getting a win on the road. But for the Cal Bears, a lot of bright spots as they continue to get healthier. We'll see if they can turn things around. That's going to do it for us here from Berkeley and Haas Pavilion. Our producer's been Ross Miller, our director Mark Wolfson. For Holly McPeak and our entire Pac-12 Network's crew, I'm Krista Blanc. Thanks for being with us here for Pac-12 Women's Volleyball on Pac-12 Network. Thanks for being with us. That's going to do it from Berkeley. Goodbye, everybody.
Saturday, physical, raw talent takes center